Was a very charming remark on the part of the president that media, an appeal to media to please be kinder. I mean, isn't that fair game?
Yeah, but also sometimes we journalists are also human, and there are incidents wherein she really snaps and walks out on you, and
which makes her also human, right?
Yes, but there, you're just doing your job. You really wanted a statement coming from her, not from her spokespeople, especially when they themselves giving out oblique statements. And you would really want to hear from her, or maybe you could even argue that the people want to hear from her. So, and then when you get the president trying, slowly nudging her to talking, and you're slowly giving her these sensitive questions already, and then she stands up. So what do you do?
And walks out of the press conference.
No. For example, just
she promptly excuses herself.
Or maybe she gives you. She says.
She gives you short shrift.
I think there was one time she said, "I think this is getting a little too interviewee." So that's when she stood up. But it wasn't rude. It's just that I guess she was just exercising her prerogative to choose the questions that she wanted to answer.
One of the things that she decided much later was that she was not going to answer political questions.
Yeah.
How did the press take this, and did you still try to insert the political questions?
Yes. It was really, disappointing when she said that, because, that's half her job as a president. She's a political personality herself. But we try to do that, and that's what sometimes you say, oh, this is already political, I don't answer that. You ask me political.
But do you insist? I mean, do you try to
we try
to barrel your
every
way
now
through?
and then? Yeah,
we try.
And what happens to you?
Well, the best thing that could happen is that she looks away, or just says she won't answer that, and the worst thing could happen is she would snap or just stand up. And this doesn't happen in briefings.
Did she have favorites among the press corps?
Well, I would put it this way. She has a higher comfort level for those she knew from way back. But if she just doesn't know you much, she would not, socialize much, if I would say, with you.
But she did not bar specific people from attending pressers or giving them interviews?
No, but somehow we get the hint that she doesn't like this particular network or particular newspaper. And there's an incident when she made comments about when she see this particular reporter of a particular network, and she say your network is I don't recall, but something to the effect like unfair or biased.
Oh, RG, you come from ABS-CBN. Did you get that accusation?
No, not me. I don't think I don't think she's ever accused me of that. And I don't. Well, I've heard of complaints about ABS-CBN, but she's never complained about me herself. I have never heard of her complain about ABS to me.
Okay.
But at least directly. Of course, the other people in the palace, but that would be I would get complaints about our network coverage.
I'm curious to find out that, in fairness to the president, and considering that she has many burdens as chief executive of the country, were we fair to her?
I think we were. We had to ask the hard questions, but at the same time, we also had to talk, and we did talk about the things that she did. We were reporting also, at least our business desks, our business reporters were also talking about the strides in the economy, which is her strongest suit. Although, of course, as journalists, we are mandated to bring all sides of the story in. So when we talk about her achievements, it's but natural that we also talk about what's lacking, and we talk about it in the eyes of the analysts from the fields that we are talking about. So that's sort of it's a balancing act, but I think we did it. The thing, I'm just under the impression that what people in the palace would consider as biased, I think they would confuse, or they were probably confusing what some of our colleagues, and I'm not talking about just ABS-CBN, but also the media in general, when they are mentioned in opinion columns or in opinion programs, not just straight news. And that's when there's a bit of education there, because when I do get to talk to my sources in the palace, that's when I tell them, this is separate. Just because this specific personality is saying this about this, and they're saying it as an analysis or as an opinion, it doesn't mean That's the way coverage is going to be slanted.
That's true. And speaking about legacy, we'll talk about the different versions of the Arroyo legacy and all the President's men when we come back in Media in Focus.